Hey there, YouTube. So, I haven't done a video for a long time, so I thought I would do one today. Um, let's see. Since the last time I did my videos, I had gastric bypass surgery. I had it November 12th, and today is January 20th, so 2 months. I can't say that things have been easy with it. The surgery was easy. The surgery went well, and there were no complications during the surgery, but since the surgery, there have been quite a few complications. So, yeah, that hasn't been very fun. Let's see. So, November 12th, I had surgery, and then I stayed one night in the hospital, and then I went home, and then I got home, had lots of nausea, which is common, I guess. Not really vomit, but a foam vomit. So, and I've been dealing with that ever since. And same with the nausea too. For the past 2 months, nausea almost every day. So I kind of dealt with it for the most part, but it was sometimes it was really bad. I ended up going to the ER sometime in November, a couple weeks after the surgery. I was having just really bad nausea and throwing up and everything, and I wasn't really drinking anything, and I wasn't really getting any of the protein in or any kind of liquids in, so I was really dehydrated and in pain. So my medical team told me to go to the ER, so I went to the ER and got some pain meds, and I also got some IV fluid, so that helped a little, but not really. So that happened in November, and then again, still not feeling well, still having the having the foamy vomit and nausea and everything. And then so my doctor decided she wanted to do an endoscope, however you pronounce it. And so she did that the day after Christmas, and she ended up stretching something inside, where, something in there. She was able to stretch a little bit. And then also she found out I had an ulcer. So that has been a big issue. The ulcer is not fun at all. I've never had an ulcer before. For my hair, by the way. Anyways, yeah, I've never had an ulcer before, so it's not fun. So I'm taking some kind of liquid Carafate, and then some kind of other pills. So, I don't know if they're helping or not. I'm still having really bad symptoms, but just trying. And then, so that happened the day after Christmas, and then went home a couple of days, it was okay, and then again, back to feeling really horrible. And then I got some really bad abdominal pain, which I hadn't had. So that, and then I was actually vomiting, real vomit, not the foam vomit, but liquid vomit, big amounts. And that was really bad. That was on a Friday. So went to the ER again, and they did a CT scan, and what else did they do? Just a CT scan, and they gave me pain meds and tried to make me comfortable. The CT scan showed that I had a bowel obstruction, so they sent me from the local ER that I live near to the hospital where I had my surgery via ambulance. So I had never been in an ambulance before, but now I have. So yeah, and then they sent me there to that hospital, It was like late in the evening, probably like around 9 o'clock. They got me settled in, and not my surgeon that did my gastric bypass, but one of the other surgeons in her office. He was there, so he ended up doing my bowel obstruction surgery late, really late that night. It was like late on a Friday night. He did the surgery, and I ended up staying in the hospital for a couple of days after that. And then I went home, and before I left the hospital, my mouth was like really, really dry, and I still wasn't feeling well, even though I went home. I wasn't feeling well. So I was dealing with that again, and then like not feeling well. I think the ulcer thing was like getting worse. The medicine wasn't helping. All the acid stuff that I'm throwing up, the foam stuff, like it felt like poison in my mouth. It felt like I had gasoline. It felt like, and it still does. It felt like something is stuck in my throat, and it feels like you have like a poison in your mouth that you can't get rid of. The acid, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, but it was really bad. So, that whole week after I got out of the hospital from the bowel obstruction was just like, I was in horrible pain, throwing up, I couldn't sleep because I'm like constantly spitting up all this stuff. So, I mean, this isn't even that bad right now, what I'm doing right now, but yeah. So, I finally had another doctor's appointment with the first surgeon, the one that did my gastric bypass. So I had a appointment with her actually 1 week ago today. So I had an appointment with her on the 13th, and she looked at me and she's like, "You look horrible," which I did. I mean, I feel better now, but the 13th was not a good day. I felt horrible. I felt like I was dying. So she's like, "Do you want to be admitted to the hospital?" I'm like, "Yes." I broke down and cried. And so she admitted me to the hospital, and then I spent the 13th until the 17th in the hospital. And she did another endoscopy, and there wasn't really anything different, and she didn't stretch anything, so, but it's the ulcer that's like causing so much problems right now, so we're just treating that, and, since the gastric bypass, like, I've basically only been on stage 1. I got a little bit onto stage 2. Stage 1 is liquids only, so it's mostly what I've been having. And then stage 2 is pureed. So I tried a couple pureed things, but not really, because like most of the time I was like vomiting, throwing up, so it was hard. But since I left the hospital on the 17th, so it's been like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days, I've been feeling a little bit better. Well, a lot better. So, I mean, minus still the foamy acid stuff that I keep throwing up, and little bits of nausea here and there. Mostly I've been doing okay. So, trying to get back onto the road to health and everything so I can start living my best life. I've missed so much work. I haven't been to work since the end of December. Hold on for a second. Yeah, I haven't been to work till since the end of December. Oh, God, it's bad. Don't judge me there. But yeah, I haven't been to work since the end of December, so I haven't been to work at all in January, which I won't, and then I'll go back to work February 3rd. So, Yeah, it hasn't been good days, but I'm hopeful that things are getting better and are on the road to better times. And yeah, so basically that's my little update. I've lost quite a bit of weight. When I first started the whole weight loss thing, I was in the 400s, and now I'm like, well, I don't know what I am right now at this moment, but when I last got weighed, I was almost out of the 300s. So I lost almost like, not almost, but over 100 pounds in a year. Half of that before the surgery and half of that since the surgery. So, I mean, it's quite impressive, you know? So, anyway, happy 2020. And if you're watching this, if you have any comments, nice comments, let me know. If you've had gastric bypass surgery, if you've had an ulcer, ways to cope with an ulcer would be nice. But yeah, thanks for watching and happy Monday.